Cubic Odyssey has had one hell of a start, launching on the 14th of May 2025 with a review rating of mostly positive out of the 1,160 reviews over the last couple of weeks, which has not been out long at all, and it's a really enjoyable game so far. Now, if you don't know what Cubic Odyssey is, think of a sort of mix of No Man's Sky and Minecraft rolled into one. You'll be able to build and create your own ships. You'll also be able to fight pirates. There's loads and loads of cool stuff you can do with the building style like Minecraft's, being able to build all sorts of weird and wonderful things to your heart's content. Same with exploration, as it's not just one massive world that you can explore. There are several planets over several star systems over the galaxy that you'll be able to explore and fight the Red Darkness in. The Red Darkness is a mysterious entity that is overtaking the universe, and it's your job to try and stop it. Now, if that sounds good, subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video, and stick around for much more Cubic Odyssey. We've already covered a whole host of it on the channel, and I'm really enjoying my gameplay time so far. If you want to see tips, tricks, and all that good stuff, we're going to have that coming over the next few weeks as well. Currently just got back off of holiday at the time of recording this video. Had an awesome time, so that's why there's been no videos for a little bit longer than usual. But now we're back in the full swing with the usual schedule of Sunday through to Thursday evenings at around 9-10 o'clock. So, sounds good. Fondle those buttons. I greatly appreciate it. Let's get a look at what this Cubic Odyssey update is all about, as well as their 2025 roadmap. Now, the roadmap is beefy. It's filled with loads of cool stuff, and we'll go over that in just a second. But first, let's have a look at the update that has got tons of crash and fix improvements, updates to space and space travel, combat and balancing, and a load of control fixes in there as well. Now, crash improvements are always good. It is an early access title. The developers are going to continue to work on it for the foreseeable future. They reckon the early access development time is around about 2 years, I think it was. It hasn't even been out for 2 weeks yet, and this is the second update that they have released, which is great news. Any fixes and improvements that they're working on and listening to the community is always going to work well in an early access game's favour. Not being blind and not listening to the community, that's going to cause a lot of issues. I love when developers of early access titles do get involved, do continually update their player base, so we know what's coming and there's ideas of what we can wait and stick around for, or we could come back in the future, which the roadmap shows some cool stuff on there, and then fixing all of the things in this update as well. Brilliant. Now, first things first is a bunch of crash fixes and improvements. Pirate ship crash has been fixed. Added Vulkan as graphics API, dedicated to people who see their fatal out of video memory crash. Make sure to restart the game once your API has been changed. Crashes related to damage numbers and resolution changes. Quest step and reaching certain settlements and areas would trigger crashes or not work at all. Crafting from consoles from the Knight's requests when missing. Fix the current quest marker not showing up in any Galactic maps for some quests, and railings not adjusted properly to some placing layouts. So that is the fixes and improvements. For spaceships and travel, which I am finding a little bit hard to get along with, it's enjoyable and the controls are fun and engaging, but it's just, you can't, like Starfield, you can float around a little bit and you'll be able to see a little bit more. It's similar to that, but I do just find it a lot harder to actually navigate the menus, and being able to set certain points is a bit of a pain in the arse. So hopefully things like that will be added in the future. But batteries will now stack to 100 in your inventory. Gear slots can house only one. Some goes for ship batteries. Fixed inaccessible items like the Tartaglion, I think that says. And, yep, the Tartaglion, whatever that is. A space crash triggered by planets positioning. Crashed ships will now present on planets of technology level 1. Fix the situation in which a ship with low damage could not be repaired or modified, and a bug which caused ship batteries to disappear from cargo when the ship was running out of energy. And then when it comes to combat, pirates no longer attack ships and speeders without a pirate, the turrets are not fully aiming up or down towards targets, and batteries no longer take damage when the player dies. They've also removed aggressive events and attack on players from creative mode. So when it first launched, the combat was pretty brutal. You had to go in there with just hope, really. And occasionally it would work out alright, but sometimes not so much. And then, well, yeah, the way your stuff degraded, especially at first, was very, very rough. And you'd lose a lot of good stuff taking on some low-level guys. So I'm glad that they've fixed that. Now, the 2025 roadmap looks awesome. And it's not one of those ones that just have a bullet point of the quarter of the year and then we never get anything even slightly remotely close to that. No, this has got when updates are coming out roughly. So end of June, middle of June, end of July, August, autumn, and then end of 2025. So they've broke it down quite nicely, and we can actually see a decent amount of stuff that is coming in this first major update in June. So hopefully, I'm quite excited. There's a bunch of co-op improvements in there and content. For the co-op improvements, things like locked chest, main quest progression, world transfer and sync issues, repair and buy ships from speeders, ship sharing, lockable chests and ships for online sessions, and pooled resources crafting for clients. And then in late June of 2025, they're going to be adding a new spaceship, speeder, and a whole host of furniture. So hopefully they do continue to update and add some really beefy spaceships. I'd love to see some massive roving bases, because I do like that idea. Rather than having a base on a planet, I can have a base inside a ship. And then that ship can just go everywhere with me, and I don't need to worry or do anything. And that way I'll just be able to build it up and create an awesome ship and just see how it goes, really. Hopefully, that is something that is coming in the future. But then in end of July, they're going to go with dedicated servers, support for those, allowing players to host scalable worlds with up to 50 players. This ensures that world progress no longer depends on whoever started the session, which is awesome. And then in August, they're going to be improving game modes and adding a landing pad for your ship. Landing pads for spaceships, new galaxy types in adventure mode, and the ability to fly for easier building in creative mode. And then later on in August, a variety of generated landscapes, increasing the numbers of point of interests and their diversity on all planets. Which is actually really good, but I have seen so far, all the locations I've been to have been relatively unique. I'm not coming across a whole host of cut and paste locations. There are a decent amount of variations in them, as well as the enemies that are there and what you can do in those areas, which is quite good. But then for the rest of 2025 into autumn, spaceship and speeder mods, the number of ship weapons increased, more appliances on ships. So the ships is definitely something they're going to work towards improving and making much better, which I'm very excited for. And then there will also be basic modding support and genetic manipulation and animal merging. And those will be coming at the end of 2025. So basic modding, obviously mod support, and then the ability to capture, breed, and crossbreed fauna to create new species. And then to wrap it off, in the future, they have said they're going to add agriculture, speeders, a spaceship garage, and player-owned space stations. Now, player-owned space stations, this is turning into like a sort of Starfield, but you know, Minecraft and Starfield rolled into one. I'm seeing more similarities there between those two at the moment, especially with things that I'd like to see in Starfield. Now, if you're not following the second channel, head into the link tree down below. We do have a second channel which will cover multiple RPGs, potentially going to be covering GTA 6 on there, but there's mainly a role-playing game channel where we cover things like Starfield, Fallout, all sorts of Bethesda titles. And if there's anything you'd like to see on there, let me know in the comments down below. We recently covered Atomfall, really enjoyed it, and also looking forward to the next part of the DLC on that one. For today, though, we are going to wrap that one up there. Hopefully you've all enjoyed today's video. If you have, you know what to do. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and then stick around for much more Cubic Odyssey and other survival titles. If you've got anything you want to see, let me know in the comments down below. For now, I've been Wide, you've been awesome, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.